Okay, so we're going to do solving for slope-intercept form. I like these notes because they say some like tricks and like remember stuff. Remember that the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m stands for the slope and b is the y-intercept. When solving an equation, you need to keep it balanced. That means what you do to one side of the equal sign, you do to the other. And we're going to answer this. Why is slope-intercept form important? I'm going to tell you this, like you're always going to see graphs in any job you get, and it's going to, sometimes it's going to be a line, and you want to know if it's linear, what's going on. So slope-intercept form is great because if we're in y equals mx plus b, we know that m is the slope, b is the y-intercept, and I think this one is the easiest to graph. I feel like I spelled that wrong. How do you spell easiest? E-A. That can't be right.
Just use
Easiest.
I'm not sure I
Oh, I forgot the I. Okay. E-I-E-S-T. Easiest. It's easiest to graph. I will move it in, but you know, if you weren't texting while I was in the middle of doing this, you might have been all done right now. So you're playing on your phone though? Okay. Yes. Because when I looked over, you weren't. Okay. All right. So, I'll wait. We can have a nice pause here in the recording. Make sure everybody at home can write this down until you guys can stop talking. Jenna? Okay. All right. All right. So 2x plus 3y equals 9. This is an example. Examples are nice because we can turn back to it and go, I don't remember how to do this. What do we do? Our goal is to isolate the y value. The y value is right here. So it's like reverse order of operations. First, I get rid of anything that is added or subtracted to y. That would be 2x. So I subtract 2x from both sides. This cancels, but then the 2x's comes to the other side of the equal sign. A lot of you like your line to go down it, so you remember. Then we've got 3y equals 9 minus 2x. We divide both sides by 3. You can literally divide each thing by 3. So we get y equals 3 minus 2/3 x, or y equals negative 2/3 x plus 3. I like it this way because I always think of it as y equals mx plus b. But as long as you know the m goes with the x and the b is by itself, you're good. I'm going to get real mean in a minute if we don't stop talking while I'm talking. Okay. Hi. Okay, let's turn it over. Good, then just do it. Okay. We're right here on 4y minus x equals 12. Remember, for all of these, we're solving for y. Who wants to tell me what I do first? You add x. Because we need the y all by itself. So we get 4y equals, I like to say x plus 12. You can say 12 plus x. Don't say 12x, right? Because they don't go together.
Right.
Now what do I do?
Now,
Divide by 4, right?
oh yeah.
Because you want to get y by itself. Y equals 1/4 x. Okay, because there's a 1 here, right? If it's x. So I need you to be quiet in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Silence. Okay. If we have an x, we know there's a 1 in front of it, right? Because if we had 0x, we just wouldn't have anything there. So it's 1/4 x plus 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay. That's it. It's solved. Because we want to get y by itself. That's the whole point. Okay. Let's try this one. I think it's even easier. What am I going to do first? minus, what's in front of that x though? 2x, so we're going to take the 2x to the other side.
What is it? You always minus the x?
We always get anything added or subtracted to the other side, and so in this case we always get the x to the other side. Sometimes it might be a negative x.
So we want
Okay, so y equals negative 2x plus 1, right? Because this 1 right here, there's no negative in front of it, so I know it has to be a positive in front of it. Okay.
Wait, no, it doesn't get from the down. We find everything down.
Hey, the rest of you who are talking, stop it. Okay, moving on. I've got 5x plus 4y equals 9. Let's raise our hand this time. Who knows what I do first? Alana, you want to try? You minus 5x from both sides of the equal sign. Okay, are 9 and negative 5x, are they like terms? No, so we cannot put them together. So we have 4y equals negative 5x plus 9. Remember, I'm putting a plus 9 because there's no negative in front of that 9. Now what do I do? Raise your hand, please. Miss Murphy speaking. Maybe, yeah. I almost said it. Maybe, I guess you're being signed off. 2 days in a row. Okay, what do I do next? Raise your hands. What do I do next, Nevaeh? Divide both sides by 4. Good. I like to divide everything by 4 when I do it. Y equals negative 5/4 x plus 9/4. You can leave it just like that. You can change 9/4 into a decimal if you want. Remember, don't change the slope into a decimal because it's going to make it harder to graph. Okay? All right. Next problem? Okay. What's my first step? Please raise your hand, otherwise close your mouth, Jenna. Not add, but minus. We're going to subtract 5x to both sides. Are 14 and 5x like terms, yes or no? No, so we do not put them together. Okay, what do I do next? Raise your hand. Alana? You divide both sides by -2. You can put it under the whole thing if you want, or you can put it under each one. So y equals, a negative divided by a negative is a? So I have 5/2 x, and 14, positive 14 divided by -2 is? What kind of 7? Okay. See how this is a negative divided by a negative? That's why we had a positive down here. Okay. See how this is a positive divided by a negative? That's how I got a negative down here. All right. Ready for our next one? Okay. I want to do the last two, though, because we got some fractions in there, and I know that throws people off. Okay. Where is y? Okay, we can leave it there. That's okay. But let's get rid of, let's move everything else then to the left. Good. We add 9, so we get x plus 9 equals 3y. What do I do next? Please raise your hand. That was good. Divide by 3, but let's raise our hand. Divide both sides by 3. So I get, what is in front of my x right here that I don't see? 1. So I get 1/3 x plus 9 divided by 3 is? Equals y. Does it matter that y is on this side versus not the other side? Doesn't matter. You can switch it if you want. It doesn't affect anything. Okay, now our fun and exciting fraction. We want to get y all on one side. What do I do first? Yes? -1. So I get 1/2 x minus 1 equals 1/3 y. How do I get rid of that 1/3? times it by 3. Perfect. I'm going to times this by 3. What's the opposite of dividing? Multiplying. So you can also multiply by 3 over 1. You could divide by 1/3, but it's the same thing. These cancel out. Yep. Okay. So I've got 1/2 x plus 1 equals 1/3 y. 1/3, I can do it this way too. 1/3 is being multiplied by y, correct? So I can divide by 1/3. When I divide a fraction, what's the rule, guys? You flip the second one and multiply. Okay? You can also put that in your calculator. I'm not going to make you not have a calculator. But you're going to end up with 3/2 x plus 3 equals y. Try that in your calculator. Like, what's 1 divided by 1/3? If you take your calculator out and you put 1 divided by, in parentheses, 1 divided by 3, you get 3. And you're done. So, I did 1/2 divided by 1/3. That's the same thing as 1/2 times 3 over 1, which gives me 3 over 2. So it turned into that. When I divide by a fraction, the rule to divide by a fraction is flip it. You could also put that in your calculator. So let's put it in right now. I've got my calculator out. I do parentheses, 1 divided by 2, end parentheses, divided by parentheses, 1 divided by 3, end parentheses, and I get 3 over 2. Does it for you. Yes, Riley.
I have a question about the last one.
Yeah.
If I divided both sides by 3, I still got the same answer, is that correct?
You should be dividing by 1/3 or timesing by 3, because I don't.
Not this one, the last one.
The last one, if you, yeah. The one before this one, yes. You guys ready for your homework? Okay. If you're confused, I'm going to walk around and help. I am going to stop this first, though.